What's your relationship with him now?
I don't really have one. But it's like it's warming up.
Kate Hudson is revealing where she currently stands with her father. In an interview aired on April 28th with CBS Sunday Morning, the actress discussed her upcoming debut album, Glorious, and also opened up about what her relationship is like now with her estranged father, Bill Hudson, who was the lead vocalist in the band The Hudson Brothers.
I don't really have one. But it's like it's warming up. There's warming ups of this all happening, but it'll be whatever it will be. You know, I have no expectation of that with my father. You know, it's like I just want him to be happy.
When Kate was just a toddler, Bill split with her mother, Goldie Hawn. The 45-year-old songstress was raised by Goldie and Goldie's longtime partner, Kurt Russell, whom Kate calls Pa. The almost famous star is pretty open about her family dynamic. In 2021, she spoke with Willie Geist for Sunday Today, where she noted that estrangement is, quote, unfortunately quite common.
I think that estrangement is unfortunately quite common, and I think it's important for people to talk about that. Sometimes need a little bit of talk and humor to move us into places where we can heal some of the wounds that have affected us from our families.
I think from the outside, people look at your family and they're like, you have this great relationship with your mom and Kurt. It seems that way through the years, and you guys are all so close. So
Yeah.
do you feel like this other piece is something that's been gnawing at you, or is this a new revelation?
No, it's a 41-year-old issue. I have a great family. I have a beautiful mother. I have a stepfather who stepped in and played a huge, huge part in sharing what it is to have a dependable father figure in our life. But it doesn't take away from the fact that we didn't know our dad. I think people sometimes just need to hear that they're not alone.
Recently, the actress's brother, Oliver Hudson, made headlines after he recounted some of his childhood on the siblings-shared podcast Sibling Revelry. Oliver addressed that he explored his familial dynamics while in a course called the Hoffman Institute, and said he was surprised that though Goldie was the primary parent in his life, he felt that she was the one he had the most trauma about.
My mother was the one that I had almost the most trauma about, interestingly enough, because she was my primary caregiver, and I was with her all of the time. So I felt unprotected at times. She would be working in a way, or she had new boyfriends that I didn't really like. She'd be living her life, and she was an amazing mother. This was my own perception as a child who didn't have a dad and who needed her to be there, you know, and she just wasn't sometimes. And she came out far more than even my dad, who wasn't there. But when I was with him, it was incredible. He paid attention to me. We played football. We played basketball. We were on the beach. He took me and taught me how to fish. I mean, he was so present, but he just was never there. You know what I mean?
However, the 47-year-old then clarified his comments in a later episode and shared his admiration for his mom.
You got in a little bit of heat from Mom about, you know, your trauma comment.
If you listen to the whole thing, it's more about sort of my child feelings in that moment rather than me and how I feel about Mom as a parent. I don't know who I would be without my mother. I mean, I really can't even fathom it.